Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. I just came in from shopping and I'm making Pastrami Supreme sandwich today. So I'm going to be making mayonnaise. I've got to make honey mustard. I've got to get my pastrami going. I'm running a little late. It was a little difficult to get home. So I'm going to be cooking some bacon. You'll need an Italian loaf to make this sandwich. It doesn't go good with anything else, so please be aware of that. This sandwich we bought at a deli in Brooklyn, and it was so good. We're repeating it. We repeated it at least 4 or 5 times so far. Let me get my honey out. You're going to hear me climbing and stuff because I haven't even put the food up. I just got all my bags on the floor over on the side over there. What you have to do to make honey mustard is you get your mustard out. I only have garlic, so I'm going to do it. And what you're going to do is get a fork or a spoon, your choice. Let me see how much I have in here. Yeah, this is more than enough. I'll show you. This is my mustard that I made. Not the brown one, this is just the golden one. I'm gonna pour some honey in this. And you're gonna beat these two together with a fork. Or you can put it in a measuring cup and mix it. But you mix it. That's how you make honey mustard. Very simple term, though it's saying it's complicated. Add as much honey as you need. Do taste it periodically, don't add a whole lot at once. Because this sandwich actually does need a honey mustard. Brown mustard doesn't go, a regular mustard doesn't work with it. Okay. I have the mustard taste, but I have some honey on the back of it. I will probably use all this in a sandwich. Now you're going to need Swiss cheese, not a lot. Bacon and pastrami, lettuce and tomato. I make another mustard, but this is the only one that I have right now with the brown. The brown is spicy hot, so I don't think we need that one with the honey. So maybe it would go nice, I just don't know. Well, the weekend is upon us, and I know everybody's going to have fun on the weekend. Okay. That old faithful, my cutting board that everyone complains about. Do you know it's actually warped and it's in the middle? I mean, when I hold it up, you can actually see it's warped, and it goes right in the middle. Like I told you, this is a very old cutting board that I have. Now I got a semolina bread this time. French bread, semolina, as long as it's, you know, a long loaf. This really doesn't go good on Kaiser rolls. I know, everybody says you should have everything out before you start, but remember, I just got through the door. Remember, when you cut bread, make sure that you keep your knife slightly tilted up. Other than that, if you go straight, you are going to cut into the bottom. See, semolina, do not the color of the cinnamon. Now, to prevent your sandwich from being this big, you take some of the center out so it'll hold the vegetables, the lettuce and tomato. And because you're going to be putting bacon on this as well, and so you can see you need a little bit of room for some of this that you're going to be putting on. Now I'll just throw this in and let the birds have it this time. Come on, bacon. I still have coffee and stuff I have to do. I have a long spoon. Here we go. On the bottom loaf, you're going to put your mustard. Notice I didn't tear it out of the bottom. I only tore it out of the top because the top is where you're going to put the lettuce and stuff. If you don't use honey mustard, it has a funny taste on it. I just don't want to pay the money in the store. I refuse to pay for their honey mustard when I know how to make it. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, I'm hungry, so I get away with doing this, but nobody else likes it. Yes, you can see I am going to layer the meat on, believe you me. If you're going to eat, my philosophy, if you're going to eat, eat. Don't play with it, eat. If you love good food, by all means, make it. Enjoy it. We're not supposed to suffer through life the way we go through, penalizing ourselves and criticizing ourselves and each other when we shouldn't. We have to let the bacon now at this point. You're going to need a broil pan. You're also going to have to sit there and take your shelf and move it up to the highest point that it can go for the flame. I have more bacon to cook too. because this isn't enough for what we have to do. So as you can see, we're laying the bacon on top of the pastrami. It's going to need mustard with the salt. Corn oil today to make my mayonnaise. I need 2 eggs. You're going to need 2 eggs, lemon juice you're going to need to make mayonnaise. I was reading some stuff in the store, and they said that they added this pasta, just the flour, to make the pasta only, sat there and had a preservative in it, okay? A synthetic one that we read about. Then it has 3 cheeses in it. So I read, well, one of the cheeses, this is all in the package, it's just written all up there, you gotta read it. And I found the same preservative in one of the cheeses. And then I read the second cheese that was in there, and they told you what it was made of in preservatives. And I said, that's interesting, now it's 3. Then it sat there and mentioned the third one, and it had it. Remember when I said that if you eat a lot of instant food, so they say the preservative is only a little bit, it wouldn't bother you? Well, this one dish has it 4 times in there. And if you have that and you buy the canned tomato sauce or something, you just added more preservatives into it and you hadn't even gotten, so you can see that you are adding more than what the government says you should be able to have, because you're using a lot of these instant things together and they all have these preservatives in it. So I said, well, I am going to buy another pasta machine. Well, it's not really, it's a crank one where I can, because some of the pastas I want to make, I want to stuff them with cheese and stuff, and the pasta maker I have does not do that. So I'm going to get this other one that does that, and then I can cut up the pasta the way I want, and then I can sit there and do it. And that's my big thing. So that, I think I'm going to order that today. It looks really interesting, and I had one before, but I lost it. I figured discounting people, which is irritating. So I'll be doing that, and we'll have another way of making pasta. And my husband got me a cookbook that actually shows me how to make every last one of these wild pastas, how you fold the pastas in different ways, and how you get them to stick and this and that. And I said, well, that's very, very nice. Problem is that now I don't have that pasta machine for that. But it's just a crank one that sits, I think you clamp it onto the table somewhere. I think I've got enough room here I can crank it and just roll it out, which would really be nice. And I should be able to. If I have to open this, I can stick it right here. Yeah, this will do it. So I'll get that in about a week or 2, and I'm going to try. You'll probably see me flubbed up anyway. So I went shopping today and I wasn't hungry. You know how hard it is to shop when you're not hungry? I do want to go back to that meat store. If I can, I'm going to. I'm going to get my little buns down there and go and buy some. I mean, I made veal liver. I know you guys don't like veal liver, but this liver, I didn't tell my son I was making it. Either one of them. I didn't tell them I was making veal liver. They ate it and said, Mommy, why didn't you buy more veal cutlets? These are delicious. There was no taste of liver in it. And I said, that's not veal cutlet, that's veal liver. He said, oh, Mommy, why didn't you buy more? I said, I didn't know if you guys would like it or not. But they do, so I'm going back to the butcher to get that. 2 pounds. You see how you're laying this bacon on? Let me turn this off. Okay, we'll put that right down the middle here. All right, now you're going to put the cheese on it. We're going to need Swiss cheese. Oh, come on, guys. Hold on, I need to get a mix. This is really smoking. Let's see. Set it back here. Just leave it for now. Oh, cheese. I'm walking away. You don't need a lot of Swiss cheese. Lay the Swiss cheese on. So one whole piece. Okay. I got an awkward piece here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, get your broiler pan out now. You're going to take this just like this, put it on your broiler pan just like this. You're going to fit that. You got to drop down a little bit. It doesn't fit. It's too big. There's a big piece of bread. I just have to set it just right. Leave the broiler door open. Now you're going to broil it. What you want to do is just melt that cheese is what we're actually working on, is just melting the cheese. I'm going to have to put my broiler pan on this when it comes out. I can tell you, I'm a bit crowded in my kitchen. So what we're doing is just melting that cheese. And that's all. We're not going to melt it all the way. We're just going to melt it partially just to seal the bacon and the meat. And then we're going to add lettuce and tomato on it. And then we're going to be making mayonnaise. But I got to put my broiler pan up there when I get it off, I think. Unless I can get it over to the cutting board. So I'm just going to have to talk and entertain you for a bit. I'll get a tomato. I've got to go find the lettuce and tomato, so I'll be back. You just need iceberg. I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I just did, didn't I? I'm just going to peel some leaves off, that's all, according to how big your sandwich is going to be. slice my tomato. Not quite nice. You're not going to need this part of the lettuce, the thick part, so just tear it off. It's good. It's got chlorine in it for you, which is something that we use. I ordered a candy cookbook so I can learn to make candy because my son likes gummy bears. So I've checked everything out to make sure that there's nothing in there that's really going to hurt us. Sorbitol is actually sugar alcohol. Sugar alcohol comes from corn syrup, and corn syrup comes from the cob of the corn. So that's natural, and it states when you look it up, it is not a preservative, but it does help the jelly beans hold their chewiness, which I like. Okay, you see, we melted it. So, got that set. Now, I'm going to have to make mayonnaise before we go much further, all right? So, let me get my pots together. Okay, in a small saucepan, you need a teaspoon of salt. You need a teaspoon of granulated sugar. And you are going to need a teaspoon of dried mustard. You can use Coleman's, or you can, I need to get my half teaspoon. That teaspoon's not going to get in there. Okay. And you can use Coleman's dry or just regular dry mustard. They both work, no problems. Now, to these three ingredients, the salt, the sugar, and the mustard, you're going to add 1/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour. If you are glucose intolerant, look back on my videos and you'll find one that is made with cornstarch. And I showed you, I changed the ratios around so you can make your mayonnaise. Now, I'm going to tell you something about mayonnaise, and I'm tired of people lying to the people on the videos. Any mayonnaise that you see that does not have a binder has to stay cold. As soon as it gets warm, it falls apart. I should know. I've made all those recipes. There isn't one out there that, and I did that over 40 years ago. It doesn't work. You can't take it on a picnic. As soon as you take it out of the refrigerator, it gets warm, it separates constantly. So there's no short trick. This mayonnaise that I make has a binder in it, which is the flour. So this mayonnaise can sit out on a picnic table. It can sit in a sandwich and not worry about it coming apart. So you're being lied to. Anybody who tells you that this is how you make mayonnaise and it's good, just keep it in the, of course they say keep it in the refrigerator. I'll tell you the one that I'm making here that I've been teaching you, you can take it to a picnic. You don't have to leave it in the cold. You can put it in a salad and put it on the table. It's fine. You can pack it in a sandwich. It's not going to separate because that flour binds it all together. Now, in a measuring cup, here I go looking for stuff. I haven't even put my dishes up. Does that tell you how bad I'm so wicked today. All right, you need 3/4 of a cup of cold water. right, to that 3/4 of a cup of cold water, you're going to add 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice to it. If I get anything done today, I'm going to feel good about it. Now, in your flour mixture here, you are going to pour this water, lemon water. Don't worry, we're going to be moving it to the stove soon enough. Now, you're going to mix this thoroughly before you get it to the stove, or you're going to find that you're going to have lumps in your mayonnaise. So make sure that you mix this thoroughly. So see, I've been on a long road of learning how to cook foods. I've made many mistakes. I have thrown gallons of oil away learning how to make mayonnaise properly to where we could, you know, not have to keep it in the refrigerator, but we could set it out on the table. If I make macaroni salad and I have it, or a coleslaw, I didn't have to worry about the mayonnaise separator. And I finally found this one. See how I'm going in the corners? Make sure that I don't have any lumps in it. That's what you're trying and striving for. Okay. Now you're going to put this on the heat. I'm going to get you over here. Don't worry, I promise I'll get you over here. So you can actually see how this is done. I'm going to pull you down so you can get a better, not that low. Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to turn this on. The one thing you're going to have to do is you do have to stir this. And you're going to notice you're going to start getting lumps. Don't even worry about it as you stir it, because it's going to thicken up. And it's not going to take long, but I'm going to actually show you the real way of making mayonnaise. If I can put this back in here for now. Oh God, I hope I get this done in time. No, I want to go pick up beef liver, and I want to go pick up calf's liver. No, veal liver. Not calf's, it's veal liver and beef liver I want to pick up. Now I'm going to show you how to cook veal properly, veal liver, to where your family actually thinks it's veal cutlet. Now you're going to notice it looks like little clear things floating. It's getting thick. This is how it does it. This is why you keep on stirring it. See? You can see it's getting thick. You'll see them develop. Don't worry, you just keep on stirring. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, hold on, we're almost there. All right, when it gets like this, you have to cook it like this for at least a minute. I always cook a little longer than a minute, but they say a minute. I usually do a minute and a half. And you keep on stirring it. because what you're doing is cooking the rawness out of your flour. It almost leaves a film on the bottom of the pot as you stir it and on the sides, but you just keep on stirring it. Make sure you get on those edges and also that they don't burn. If you bypass this step, your flour and stuff will leave that rawness and it won't look good with your mayonnaise. And you want a good mayonnaise when you make it. I mean, you don't want to be sloppy about it. Okay, you turn it off. Now I gotta back you up. We're gonna have to get bowls and stuff together now. Might have to get a bigger bowl than I need. I'm going to get my electric hand mixer and I will be back. Okay, in a bowl you're gonna crack 2 eggs. Now that measuring cup you used, add 1 cup of oil. Any oil you want. I use sassafras, sun, olive oil, my all blend, and corn oil. I have used all of those. I have also used vinegars. I have used the apple and the white. I have never tried the wine vinegar as of yet, so I'm not going to vouch for it. And lemon juice. And I have used lime juice as well. I've used regular salt, iodized salt. I have used my all blend. I have not gone 100% kelp. I just don't think it'd taste good. Well, but you need 1 cup of an oil. Beat your eggs. See if I can do this. I'm going to be pouring in my flour mixture that we cooked. I'm going to pour it in by beating these eggs. Be careful. You're going to notice it's starting to get thick. I'll show you in a minute. Oh. See, I can't handle you in this all at the same time. I just don't have 3 hands. Now this is the binder. It's going to hold your mayonnaise together. I've even seen chefs show people how to make mayonnaise, and they don't use a binder. See how it's coming together nicely? But you notice I kept on beating when I first add the flour in, because if the flour is hot, it'll cook your eggs. So you have to keep that beater going to make sure. Okay, I don't need this anymore. Just finish beating this up. I'm sorry I can't get you any closer. I've got the sandwich here, cutting boards and other things, so it's a little hard. I'm just going to finish beating this in. Now you see that texture? There's your binder. Now we're going to add the oil, and now you'll see mayonnaise come together. Do not pour the oil right in on the beaters. Pour it on the side and work it in. And you don't pour it all in at first. You have to work it in. And how long does this mayonnaise last? To the expiration date on your eggs. So if you know your expiration date on your eggs, you know exactly how long your mayonnaise will be good. I do apologize if I seem a bit hurried this morning, but I am actually on the clock today. See that mayonnaise coming together? Isn't that beautiful? It's not that hard. It just takes a few minutes to make it once you know how to make it. But please remember, the ones that show you to shake it up in a jar or just blend it and you've got mayonnaise, their mayonnaise does not last. It separates and they have to shake it all the time or remix it all the time. It does separate as soon as you take it out and it warms up. This one warms up, that binder holds it all together. I'm only talking from experience. I'm not talking from what I see that, oh, I want to say mine's better. No, it's not. I've done, there's not one of them out there that have shown me. And I said, yeah, did that one, did that one, did that one. Yeah, that one too. I've done them all. And this was the one. There, you have mayonnaise. Because it's warm, it's a little smooth, but as it goes in the refrigerator and chills up, it gets thicker. Okay, but right now I need this. So I need another spoon. Oh, dear God. Let's get back to this lovely sandwich that we're making, okay? See, look at that. Look at that mayonnaise. You see? Oh, my mayonnaise is warm. I can see that. I'll get it in the refrigerator because I'm going to pack the food up and it'll go in with it, so I don't have to worry. But it's good. So, homemade mayonnaise. And that's how you do it. That's the only, believe you me, I've gone through a lot of recipes, so I can sit there and say that is the only recipe that has a binder in the mayonnaise. All right. We need a tomato. Where do I put it? think that's why I lost so much time in the store, was I was reading to see, as they say, and I was right. Now, you're going to lay these tomatoes on your sandwich. Make a nice long line of tomatoes marching across the bread. Like this. See? Now we're going to chop some lettuce up. For scraping your board, make sure you use the back of the knife. That way you don't go through a lot of the knife. If I had time, I would wipe these with a towel. What I do is I set them on the towel and pat them. But I don't have time today. Why am I making long strips? So they fit. That's what I'm actually doing, getting it to fit by giving it long strips. You know, I have a mess on this counter. Thank God I bought paper towels. And that is a Pastrami Supreme sandwich. Oh, tell me that doesn't look good. I'm going to cut it, wrap it up, and that's what we're having today. What are we going to have with it? I have no idea. I haven't thought about that yet. Did I get chips? Of course I didn't. Chips are starch. This is already a starch. I try not to make my whole meal starch. I try to have more fruits and vegetables. And I might cut a melon up. And I got some cottage cheese and fruit and dress that alongside this. So I'll be cutting this sandwich probably into thirds. I know you're supposed to cut on the cutting board. That's why I'm not showing you me cutting it. Because I'm doing it on the counter and I shouldn't do that. Yeah, I break the rules sometimes. I shouldn't, but I do. So, because I have a cantaloupe, I'm going to dress it up and I think stuff it with some cottage cheese I have. And I have fruit cocktails and mixed fruit. Of course, my children love the spirited pears, the brandy peaches. What else did I do? Did I do brandy? Spirited cherries? I can't remember. Did I do? Anyway, I'll probably pull all of those out. But anyway, that's how you make a Pastrami Supreme sandwich, and how to make honey mustard, and how to make mayonnaise. So listen, you have a great day. I've got a lot of work to do in the kitchen, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.